Hello, hello, good morning. It's been quite a while since I've done a morning Facebook Live, but I have been up for hours and it's only 8:30 and I don't know, my brain, I just woke up and my brain was spinning and I'm teaching today and I've been working on final projects for them and I don't know, I just woke up like really generative, like making things and creating things in my brain. But there was something that I had an epiphany about in my counseling session yesterday I wanted to share with you. So many of you know that I've committed to writing a book, and the book is going to be about all these things that I say all the time, my Nikki-isms, right? My Nikki nuggets, as it were. And I had worked with Amy Brooks, who's a coach for first-time or new book authors. And in about a half an hour, we had figured out like what the title of my book would be, and we had outlined the preface of the book, and we had come up with titles or themes to a good like 8 chapters of it. And since then, I've thought of, I don't know, 4 or 5 more chapter headings. Good morning, Jennifer. You are not a morning person, so to be on here at 8:30, welcome. I hope you're feeling okay. Anyway, so, I had it all set in my head what the layout was going to be. That's going to be, a few pages of context and then some like journal or reflection questions and then some action, some steps she could take to do whatever, the chapter was about. And I had it set in my head. I discussed with Amy that I like truly, truly believed I could write this book in 4 or 6 days. And I had it in my head that it would be like 2 or 3 like long weekends. And, but I was struggling to get it done because it's like, I don't have 2 or 3 weekends where I don't have other things scheduled and I can just sit down behind a laptop or a computer and like write it out. And, I think I have a little bit of PTSD from writing my dissertation, as odd as that sounds, because I just hate the process of thinking about sitting behind a computer like for hours on end writing. That was not the most fun time of my life. And so as Michelle, my counselor, and I were processing it yesterday, I thought, I said, like, I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself to write this on the weekends and to do it in 2 or 3 weekends. And I'm really excited about writing it and I really want to do it. And I have the format, I have all this stuff ready. And she said, what if you do it in interviews? What if you talk to people about it? You're really extroverted. And I was like, yeah, no, I already know what I want to say. It isn't about that. And so I just had this epiphany that like I had set these rules on myself about doing it in like 2 weekends or 3 weekends, full Saturdays and Sundays for a couple weekends, just bang it out. I had set those rules. Nobody else told me to do it that way. Nobody else suggested that to me. I just had it in my head that that's how I could do it. And frankly, it like put blinders on me that I couldn't see any other way to do it. And when I was sitting there yesterday, realizing the sort of weight I was feeling about it, the struggle and the resistance I was feeling about it, I had this epiphany about like, I'm just going to write it 1 chapter at a time. Or like, I'm going to outline it 1 chapter at a time. And all of a sudden, I felt this energy about it. I felt this like huge weight lifted. And I felt like this energy about like, oh my gosh, that feels so much more doable, right? That feels easy and fun and lighthearted and light, not heavy, right? And I was like, how did I not think of this before right now? And it got me thinking about just in general in our lives, the sort of rules that we live by or that we've created for ourselves. And we don't even realize that we've done that or that there's like a different way it could be done. And this was such a simple example that it frankly blew my mind. That like, how did I get myself so stuck in this track of doing this in 2 or 3 weekends? I didn't think about another option. And then I thought, if something this simple that I could just sit down for 10 minutes every day and write or outline or come up with all the action steps or something like to break it into these smaller pieces. I talk with people all the time about breaking things into smaller pieces, and I didn't take my own advice in that moment. And so it just, like I said, it blew my mind because I thought, what big things am I or other people living in like this trench about, right? This like this path we've like worn the grass down about ourselves, and it's no harder and certainly potentially easier to just like change directions a little bit. It doesn't mean I'm off course. I'm not giving up the book. I'm not quitting writing it. I'm just going to write it different than I had in my head. Like, it's going to be a different process than I perceived it. And it might actually get done. Like, it might actually get done this new way, because I didn't realize how heavy I had made it feel. And so, like I said, I don't know that I have other good ideas, good examples, I should say, of my life and these other ways that I've been. The ways that I've been behaving that I don't even realize that I set rules or expectations of myself about. But I'm going to be really open to letting my brain and God and the universe, like, show me those things. Where I've put boundaries or rules or, like, shackles on myself about the way that it should be or that it should go or the way that I should do it. We've talked before about the word should, right? And how just bad and negative and heavy and restrictive it is. But it's like, this just allowed me to look at it through this whole new lens. So, again, I'm going to remind myself, shoulds out the window, right? Gone, all the shoulds. Whether I created them or somebody else created them and I started carrying them. But bigger than that, to just really think about whether it's a routine we've set or a way we show up somewhere or, I don't know, just the rules we've set for ourselves. Maybe I'm rambling. Maybe none of this is making any sense at all. But it was such a profound, like, slap upside my head yesterday afternoon to think about how heavy the book had felt and that it shouldn't be heavy and that it can be fun and that that I created the heaviness about it. Can't even blame it anywhere else, right? I created the heaviness about it. And that means I get to remove the heaviness about it. And so, specifically about the book, I'm just going to start. And I'm going to spend some time anytime that I feel the urge or the nudge or that I get excited about it. Or there's an idea that comes to my mind. I'm just going to do it. And I'm not going to let it be hard. And it's so interesting. Maybe this is the time. Maybe the universe has been sending me this message a long time, because for days and days and days, the phrase that keeps coming to my head is, what if you thought it were easy? Like, how would it change your perspective on the world if you stopped saying it was hard and you started thinking it was easy? Or you allowed yourself to ponder that question, what if it was easy? What if it felt easy? Maybe that was the message I was getting all along and I just put all the pieces together last night. I don't know. But I'm going to try to think about that a lot more often. What if I made it easy? What if I said it was easy? What if my perspective on it was that it could be easy? How would I do it differently if it were easy? How much more fun would it be if it were easy? Yeah. So that's all. I hope that resonates with any of you, that sometimes we make things harder than they need to be, and that it probably doesn't get us anywhere. And that most things on the planet don't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard. I don't know. So what do you think about any of that? Does that resonate for any of you? Or am I just, crazy at 8:30 in the morning? Since I've been awake and wired for hours. Didn't even have my spark today yet. And I'm buzzing. It means it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. Maybe it's just, maybe I broke through that sort of dam that I had created for myself about the book writing. I don't know. But so that's the final question I posed to you. Like, what are you making hard? How would it be different? What would your behavior be like if it were easy? If you told yourself, what if this were easy? Or how do I make it easy? Or how do I make it fun? What if I stopped telling myself it was hard? What if I started saying it was easy? What would be different about it? And if something feels really hard, how do you kind of get out of that rut, that tunnel that you've made for yourself to, like, brainstorm an idea that could mean doing the thing that feels hard in a way that makes it feel easy. Let me rephrase that. How could you do it differently to allow it to feel easy? Right? Because making it still feels forced and kind of hard. So when you think about something that feels hard or heavy, how could you do it differently to allow it to have ease and to feel easy? It's good stuff. I think it's good stuff. I hope you think it's good stuff. Everybody's super quiet this morning. Early, I guess. If you didn't see the video from 2 nights ago, it was killer. All kinds of people were on. We were commenting. There's a big conversation happening. It was really good. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out and leave your comments. And I'd love to have your comments here about whether what I said resonates, if sometimes we make things harder than they have to be, why we do that to ourselves, and why it's like hard to allow something to feel easy, right? Is it this sentiment that, like, I don't know, that if it's easy, like it wasn't worth it, or if it was fun, then you haven't earned it? I don't know, I have some more pondering to do. But, like I said, talk to me. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, happy Wednesday. Have a great day. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.